And here we are back with ForeverFootballShow.com. We'll have 4 years to talk about Brazil. Actually 6, because Brazil is making the plans not only to play the World Cup but also to win the first Olympic medal in Brazil 2016. Well, if we're done in 2000,
first Olympic medal or
gold Olympic medal. Brazil never won a gold Olympic medal in soccer.
Oh, in soccer, well, we have won so many.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
you know, they're creating a plan.
Maybe we should
for the coach to play the 2012 Olympic game, World Cup in 14, and the Olympic Games in 16. It's a 6-year cycle this time. But we can talk for the next 6 years about that. Now let's talk about the other game. That was one of the like all the other 3 games. If I thought that the Brazil-Holland game,
it always
there was
started
such
Brazil-Holland.
a big momentum swing that it almost killed the emotion of the game. The other 3 games were highly emotional, especially Uruguay and Ghana. Big polemic now, people talking about, the entire thing about what's fair is unfair. I thought it was brilliant. I thought that what Suarez did at the last, imagine the presence, the moment, the spirit of the guy, to know that he has to sacrifice his arm to save and avoid that bomb. Aaron, what do you think?
Well, I'll point out one thing. Actually, in the playlist we have a video of this, but it actually shows that Ghana player was offsides in the lead up to the would-be goal and the Suarez handball.
It was a ping pong inside the area.
So it was quite a pole.
Technically, it should have been an offsides on the Ghana player, so the handball never should have even had to happen.
So
Uruguay should feel hard done by that. Suarez has to miss the next game.
I thought it was like, if you compare it to a war, that was like the hero. He was going to get a medal in Uruguay. He gave his arm.
It was a sacrifice. It was. Yeah. I thought it was brilliant.
I thought it was brilliant too.
Maybe it's an abuse of the rules. Maybe
it's not abuse of the rules. I mean, the rules are there to be played. I mean,
if it was in any other moment of the game, he would have gotten the red card. Ghana could have scored and be 1-0 with one man up, and they would dominate the game. It just turned out that it was the last second of the game, last play of the game.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I like it. I mean, this is why soccer is so big and so important. I mean, he put the hand in there to save his country. He got paid for it. He got a red card, which, as the rule says, you got a red card and it's a penalty kick, and that what happens. I mean, they missed it. They miss it.
How unfortunate to Asamoah Gyan. He pretty much kicked 2 penalty kicks in the space of 3 minutes. He just got the order wrong.
He just got the order. Right?
He scored. The second one was, and even the first one, he put the ball where the keeper couldn't get. But the post was there.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
The second one, he put it right on the top corner.
But it was a beautiful showing for Ghana, the only African country that made the furthest in the tournament. You could say many things about deserving or not deserving, but it was a beautiful game, and Uruguay, I thought, played better. Not only that game, but throughout the tournament as well, and I think they deserve it.
I think so too. I actually think Ghana played better than Uruguay in that game overall, but I think Uruguay are a stronger team going forward, and I'm glad that they went through.
Yeah, but they go to the next round with many players missing, including Suarez and Lugano. That can be a little bit complicated for Uruguay, especially playing a team like Holland. Yeah. And what do you think about Loco Abreu? Loco Abreu plays in Brazil, in Botafogo, and in Brazil, everybody knows that he kicks penalty kicks like that. Everybody knows that he does that little chip shot in the middle of the goal. Had the goalkeeper of Ghana or anybody, the Ghana commission staff, had they gone to YouTube and searched for Loco Abreu kicking penalty kicks, they would have found 3-5 videos of how he kicks penalty kicks, and he would just have to stay there. He kicks penalty kicks like that.
It's his method of kicking it.
But isn't that like? Have you ever kicked a penalty like in such an incredible moment? Do you have that presence?
I've done it, but I've not with that. Not with that atmosphere. I would never try to kick the ball with that.
It's like Zidane in the final. Yeah.
In the final
2006. Yeah.
But Zidane can do it, right?
Well, I mean, he showed he can do it as well. So I mean,
yeah.
I thought it was brave. I'm surprised. The Ghanaians didn't do their homework on that, and but it, that research shows how important it is. And I know Spain Casillas actually dedicated his penalty save to the backup goalkeeper Riera for tipping
all
him
the
off.
research.
Not
Yeah.
his girlfriend, huh?
Yeah, she was calling. He was looking to your left, jump.
No, but Riera apparently tipped him off the direction he was going to go.
Oh, that's modern football. That's how.
I think he leaves his girlfriend back in the goal, so he takes the attention off the guy that is going to kick the
It's like the
ball.
Budweiser ad.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And you know what? One thing that people were talking about, Suarez will probably be missed by Uruguay, but Loco Abreu is actually not only he can kick crazy chip shot penalty kicks, but he's a very good finisher as well. So I think that he playing with Forlan, Uruguay is still very, very dangerous in the offense. How are we doing on time, Aaron?
Doing well.
Oh, we can talk a lot more about Uruguay and Ghana, but let's close with that with the quarterfinals first. Moving on to Argentina and Germany, I woke up early that day to sort of like think that I could still be healed. We love Argentina, we love Argentinians, we just hate them from a soccer perspective. And when soccer comes, you know,
It was a relief.
it was a relief, right?
Yeah, I was a relief when better than Brazil winning and see Argentina losing. I mean, that was great.
And such a humiliating, decisive. How did that happen, Aaron? You were more neutral here, unbiased.
For the Argentinians.
How did you see that game?
I mean, I thought Germany was going to come away with the win. I wasn't impressed with Argentina from the start. You know, a lot of people jumped on the Argentina bandwagon, but you know, I was always concerned about their defensive organization. Maradona not being really a coach and more of a inspirational figure per se. But you know, I think it showed against the Germans. I think they're really smart tactically. They have great players that show up for the World Cup. You know, despite their poor club seasons like Klose and Podolski, but you know, they showed up and they took care of business.
Do you think that if the goal was not such an early goal, Müller, a great player, Müller has been very decisive, scored 2 goals against England and 1 against Argentina. Do you think if that ball doesn't go in that early, it would have been a different game?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would have changed a bit, and I think, like you said the other week, I think the Argentine mentality after they get scored on and they start going down, things aren't quite going their way. You know, they start kicking and they get their heads down, and
They kept it together for at least 45 minutes.
a bit. I
Which is
don't
surprising
know.
to me.
I saw kind of some signs of a bit of a meltdown after the second goal.
The symbol of the game was Maradona praying with his rosary. He's like, you know, he's the coach. He cannot pray. Like, fans are praying. The coach needs to take action. And I thought it was a big mistake. From all the mistakes, you know, you said, you know, he doesn't know how to create a team or put a team to play on the field. But there's also that last mistake, the one that if you revert, you can still save the day. I don't understand why he puts Agüero and not Milito to complete the team.
Well, and, I don't know what he has had against Milito the entire tournament. You know, Milito's a fantastic player.
Great finisher, great moment, knows how to behave under pressure. And Agüero is still very young.
Yeah.
I just think Maradona likes more the player that kind of like play like the way he played.
That's
you know, like Messi, like Tevez, in a free way, Tevez. Agüero is kind of like the way he plays, you know.
Agüero's family,
midfielder
right?
that-
His son-in-law, so
that's
father
even-
of his grandchild.
He,
so
he even get
I
hard.
understand
even.
why he didn't put Milito.
But Milito would help. I mean, that guy has been in a great time and great season with Inter de Milan. So why not just try to get Milito get some goals?
Yep. Now, do you think that Germany can create situations? Like, can they manage it? Of course, they know how to take advantage of situations and then play very calmly. I think that's the big difference of the German teams. They are also very structured, no matter what the result is, and they manage to play tactically. That's why they're so consistent. We know that Brazil won 5 times the World Cup, but Germany went to as many finals, and as a matter of fact, if you count the number of semifinals, Germany is almost in every semifinal. They always make it there. They know how to play competitively. But do you think that they're gonna? We'll talk a little bit more about the next game. But do you think that they can create situations, or they just manage to take use of situations?
You know, I think they can create them, but I think, you know, maybe there's a little bit more fortune there than I guess that's coming from them. You know, as we saw earlier in the tournament, they had that 1-0 loss to Serbia it was, yeah, and I mean that kind of shows, you know, there are some faults in their character, and despite everything going their way in the game, they were unable to turn it around.
Yeah. Well, a team with 3 games that they scored 4 goals, and we still have doubts. I wonder why. But anyways, let's go for a short break. We'll talk about the last game, which was also fantastic, and come back with the semifinals predictions.